Hi everyone, welcome back to Curriculum Mapping with G Suite. This is a tutorial on how to build an HTML timeline for your curriculum map. So I've successfully added controls to my timeline here so I can display specific courses, and what I like about this is notice how all of the units of one given course, so say this is the French course, all of the units appear in the same line. And you can add multiple courses at the exact same time. So this is what we're going to build today, and it's actually quite simple. But before we get started, you'll likely want to go download a open source code editor, because if we look at the HTML embed piece of the new Google sites, it's really a terrible place to be editing HTML. So this is not the environment you want to be working in, especially if you want to make small tweaks to the code. So you want to paste the final version in here. So if you go out and get something like brackets, which I use to make this one, and I'll post this code into the community. What you're essentially going to do is modify just a couple of lines in here, and you'll be able to display your data fairly quickly in a timeline like this one. So let's come back to this. The first thing we're going to do is visit your file cabinet view. So here's our file cabinet, and step one is simply to create a new tab called the timeline. And in the timeline, you only want the fields that are necessary to build the timeline. It won't work if you try to have more than 4 columns in here. So you have to kind of choose the columns you want, and it kind of makes sense to have the first column be the course, the second being essentially the unit, and then of course the dates in columns 3 and 4. So what I did was I simply queried the file cabinet view and selected only those columns, right? And make sure you add the little 1 here, because this will make sure that the awesome table filters appear in the second row. So without this 1, the headers kind of join together. So you want to be sure you have this 1, and then you want to hide that row, because the timeline will not work if that row is actually visible. So keep that row hidden, and now you've successfully aligned all the data that you want. So in brackets, after you've copied and pasted all of this code, there's a couple of lines you'll want to change. I'm going to point them out. The first one is the source of your data. So we are pulling data from our file cabinet view, and you'll notice the URL kind of begins here, and up until you get to this slash right here, everything before gviz you want to delete and replace with your own spreadsheet. Then there's also a number right after the GID equal sign. This is also unique to your spreadsheet. So if we go back to your spreadsheet, here's mine. So this is the URL. I just highlighted all of this. I copied that, I pasted it in my code. And then here is this GID equals. All I want are the numbers. You're going to copy that and then replace it. Oops, let me go back to brackets. Right here. And then that's it. You can simply embed this code as is into your Google site, and it will display the data in a timeline view with the controls. So that's it. I'll keep it short. Hope you enjoy this. And again, this is not covering how to edit the dates. I have a table below that, which is still an awesome table at the moment, where it allows you to edit the timeline dates. But this tutorial is simply on displaying the timeline. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thanks for watching. Bye.